Welcome to another episode of Chopping It Up Raw, Season 2. I am your host, Abdul the Barber, man. I'm glad to be back. So, this season is going to be jam-packed full of different, man, from all over the place. People from all over the place, man. But today, we got a special guest, my dog, my brother, man. Streety, bro. I appreciate you coming in, man.
Appreciate you having me, man.
It's been a minute, bro. I'm glad you came. You know, you got back to Japan and, you know, you're here and you're doing our thing. So, I just brought you in today, man, just to, you know, rap with you and you know, ask a few questions, see where you at, you know what I mean? And let people know out there, like, you know, we exist over here in Japan.
For sure.
So where did you, I know you know, you've been here in Japan before, but talk about where you from, where you grew up, and the whole, you know, the whole shebang.
So originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, by way of Parkersburg, West Virginia. I was just born there. Can't really tell you anything about West Virginia. So yeah, I just tell people I'm from North Carolina, Raleigh. Grew up there, left there in 2005. Really haven't lived there since, kind of lived all over. But yeah, man.
Okay. So growing up, man, what was some of your, you know, influences, or like how do you get to some of the things that you like today?
So influences. So when we're talking about like, I've always just been inspired by the arts.
Okay.
So like visual arts and like music and stuff like that, right? So I really started off like drawing, but then my granddad, every Sunday we would get up on Sunday, go to church, and then we'd come home from church, and it was clean the house.
Right.
And what do black people do when we clean the house? We listening to music, right? So he had tapes, vinyls, all of that, right? So he would always be playing these soul records, and his favorite things to listen to was like, he loved the Temptations. Mm-hmm. He burnt out that Whitney Houston version of the national anthem.
Oh man, that's
he used to play that thing on repeat. And then like off the wall, two of his favorite things to listen to was Frank Sinatra,
right, and
like Latin jazz. So we're talking like Tito Puente, Eddie Palmieri. So I grew up on like listening to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then how I even got into music was so I used to be the CD guy in school, and how I even started with that was we had a computer, mm-hmm. and my granddad was trying to like get all of his CDs straight and everything, and he found out that you could make mixtapes, but he was like, oh, I need the CD burner, and this is when computers didn't come with CD burners.
Right.
So we go to Best Buy, he buys a CD burner, he gives me the box, he's like, figure out how to put it in the computer.
Oh wow.
And then he would just buy stacks of like 100 CDs.
Blank CDs.
So me thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, there's this program. Hopefully the statute of limitations is up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's this program called Napster.
Oh man, I remember that.
I said, let me jump on Napster, download some music, make my own mixtapes.
Right.
And I started doing that. The people at school got interested. So I started selling mixtapes, $5. And then one day there was this kid, D Dice. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but shout out to D Dice. He was a rapper, but he was like, yo, can you download programs? And I was like, I don't think I ever tried, but let me get on there and see if I can try. He's like, yo, it's a program called Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
I want you to get Fruity Loops for me.
I think everybody our age, bro, is at least had to have that on a computer. We had I think it was, I want to say it was like a Dell or something that we had at the house, and I downloaded, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sitting there just, you know, pressing buttons and trying to figure out this, and actually made a couple beats, you know what I mean? I wish I could find it, but that shit long gone.
So at the time, I had no idea what this program was. He was just like, yo, can you download it? And I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, if you download it, I'll give you $20.
Right.
And my mixtapes was going for the $5, so I was like, dang. Okay, so I downloaded, burn it, give it to him. And I was like, yo, what is that program? Why'd you want it so bad? He was like, oh, you can use it to make beats. So at the time, I don't know if you remember Making a Band.
Yeah, I remember.
Volume 2
was
on TV. And I was watching that producer Tony Dofat, and he was like making beats, and I was like, yo, he had some hard beats. But at the time, you know, it was just instrumentals. You could just download the instrumentals. So I had never even thought about making beats. So when I got that program, I was like, well, let me install it. Let me see what I can do. And I got in there, and not to make it sound like a fairy tale, but I mean, from the time that I opened it up and I clicked the first couple buttons and made a beat, I was like,
it's golden.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? So that started my journey.
Okay.
And then, but I ain't gonna lie, my beats was whack. My beat, so
everybody's was.
No, but look, this is the thing, and this is before like Franchise Boys and D4L and all that. Shout out to Fabo, man, D4L.
Good dude, man.
Yeah,
I met him a couple times.
Good mentor of mine in the game. But this is before it was widely popular to use Pretty Loose. Back then, you had to have like an MPC or like the ASR or something that you can do like this with.
Right.
My beats were whack, and I knew they were whack, right? But I was still trying to push them on the rappers, and it's just like, yo, man, I just started rapping myself.
Right.
I was like, if I can't get y'all to rap on my beats, I'm gonna rap on my own joints. And so I started. I had the idea, hey, if you get a mixtape from me, and you only ask for 14 songs, and I got space on that CD, I'm gonna put my songs on there.
Mark myself through you.
Yeah, wow, you know what I'm saying?
That's genius, man.
So Cat started being like, yo, who was that on track 15? Who was that on 16? I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I put a little crew together, and even the rhymes was whack too, but just the fact that we were like rapping,
just doing it,
and you know, that was the era. This would have been like 2002, 2003.
Okay. This
was the era where you were either playing street ball, or you were rapping, or doing something else nefarious.
Right.
And you know, Dipset was huge, and one mixtape was huge, and yeah, so that's kind of, those are my humble beginnings right there. That's kind of how I started off.
So when you really got into music and doing those sorts of things, what did you find or do you still have your favorite piece of equipment to go to, or?
Honestly, man, I used Fruity Loops for so long until one of my good friends, who goes by the name Stolen Drums now, he came out to Japan when I was out here in 2015. And he introduced me to the machine. And then so after that, I started using a Native Instruments machine, but now it's like the SP404. Hands down. Anytime I'm performing live, I got to have the SP404 with me. Like if you go to my Instagram page, that's what I'm using to like play live beat sets and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's my go-to gear.
Wow. So I remember you mentioned to me earlier in your prompts, you were saying like everybody in your family was they were athletes, and then you were like the oddball out. Tell me about that, man.
Yeah, so the granddad that I mentioned, who's from Harlem, like he grew up playing ball with like some legends in the game, right? Like he knew like Wilt Chamberlain's people. My granddad played ball in the Rutgers.
Right.
He ended up going to Winston-Salem State University in North Carolina. Played on 3 championship teams there. He then went on to play in the NBA back in the 60s when there weren't that many teams.
And you said it was the
St. Louis Hawks.
Hawks, right?
So he played for the St. Louis Hawks in the early 60s. And then after that, he went on to like become a referee. So he would referee all the ACC games.
Okay.
So I would, my grandmother worked night shift at the hospital. So when he had games, I would be at the games with him while he would be refereeing. And then later on, he started like supervising the officials. So he would be sitting at the score table and I'd be sitting right behind him. So I saw like Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, all of those guys play at UNC. I went to all the Duke games, NC State, went to all the CIAA games. Dang. So, but then, yeah, so he was an NBA player. My dad played basketball for the Army. After his stint in the Army was done, he stayed overseas. So he played ball in like Turkey. He played South America, like Colombia. My uncle played professional ball. He played in Spain for a whole bunch of years. And now both of them are basketball coaches. My uncle's a high school coach down in North Carolina. My dad is a coach at a junior college up in Philly.
Okay.
My sister played college volleyball. She's a volleyball coach right now. My brother is a swimmer, so he does that. I got two uncles that were in the NFL. One played for the Vikings. One played for the New York Giants back when Jeremy Shockey and Tiki Barber and all of them were playing.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was like early 2000s, right?
Then he got traded to the Texans, and then right now I got a cousin who is currently on the Green Bay Packers. His name is Jacob Monk. Shout out to Jacob.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm the one.
Yeah, that's out.
I'm the one.
That's interesting, man. It's like just completely different of what,
But I played ball.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I played ball, and I'm gonna admit this on camera right now. I always thought I was nice. Maybe I just wasn't that nice. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a couple people that's gonna hit me and be like, yeah, man, I've been telling you.
Yeah.
But from the access that I had to sports, period, because I played basketball and football and did track, but yeah, for the access that I had, I probably should have just been better than I was, but I just took it for granted that I had natural talent. And yeah, at a certain point, it just got past me, and fell in love with music harder. So, yeah.
So, with the love of music, right? Can you walk me through your creative process when you're about to go lay down a beat, or when you're about to start on a new project, or do you have any rituals that you might do, or something to get you in that mode, or?
Honestly, and it changes as I get older. But it just has to be a feeling, you know what I'm saying? I find that the times that I like sit down and force myself to make something, I never like it, right? So for me, it always starts with the melody, because I try to make music from here and not from here, right? So for me, it always starts with the melody. I feel like if the chords reach me or make me feel something, then I can go. And it's whether I'm playing something or whether I'm sampling or whatever, right? So it always starts with the melody, and then the melody will drive like that feeling, right? So I'm like, okay, I like these chords. It sounds like a neo soul vibe. That'll drive what drums I pick or what bass line I'm gonna play, or just whatever.
Are there any, how can I say, anybody that you see either dead or alive, or that you like to pick from if you're sampling, or somebody you get influence from, or?
Sampling, I'll take anything as long as I can catch that feeling.
Right.
And it doesn't even have to be like just a loop, right? Like if I catch like 3 seconds of this piece of this song, and then like 2 minutes down the line in the song, I catch like another 3 seconds that I like, and then maybe like a 1 second, I'm like, oh, I like those chords, but I wanted the chords to go this way, then I'll chop it,
flip it,
man,
I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I watch stuff online, seeing how producers do that. They take this from this song or this from this, they'll stretch it, they'll reverse it, and it's like, or pitch or whatever they do, bro. And I'm like, how the hell y'all? How did I guess it's just the ear, man.
It's really like a puzzle, right? And sometimes the inspiration comes from me just sitting down and just listening to music. So I'll sit down and I got a bookshelf full of records.
Right.
I'll just put stuff on and sit there and watch TV, maybe some anime or something like that. And oh snap! Oh wait! I like that. Hold on, let me
that back.
And then I'll record it. And then sometimes it is like man, this just don't sound right. Let me pitch it down a little bit. Oh, that's it, right? Or pitch it up or whatever.
Man, that's it's just so interesting to see that, man. And every now and then I just go out my way just to look at producers, No ID or Prodigy or just these big name people, and it's like, how did you make that?
Yeah,
How did you do that? Some of the stuff that Kanye does, it's like, bruh, you really are a genius with this shit, man. So, you know, my hat goes off to you and everybody else out there that's doing their thing with this producing shit, because that shit is not, I'm sure that shit is not easy, man. But like you said, I think a lot of it really has to come from the heart, man. You really have to feel it. You have to be one with it. You know what I mean? To really produce something that's good or that's worth listening. Well, I think everything is worth listening to, but you know, everybody got their own opinion on things.
And art is subjective,
right?
Art is really subjective, right? So yeah, I just think, you know, people try to put stuff in a box, but I try to be the type of producer where like you can't put me in a box. You know, I have a sound that's my go-to sound, but as soon as you think I can't do something,
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
like I'm gonna show you. Hey, I got some of these too, right? Just in case, right? But I always, even when it comes to like keeping up with trends and things of that nature, I always like, I'll see a trend and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, let me take it. Let me put my spin on it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just because I do try to stay current,
right?
But my sound is very much what people would classify as like a boom bap or like a backpack style. But again, I don't even like that label because it puts you in a people say boom bap and then that just kind of put you. Oh, he makes that kind of. But it's coming back though.
Yeah, it is, man. One artist that I really like and I've been listening to lately is Bodie James, man.
Yeah,
Bodie James. He has an album out right now, and I think it's like a coin of something of appreciation. And man, it's and I didn't know Buddy was from Atlanta, bro. He's from Atlanta, and he has that New York '90s gritty, you know, type of rap style, man. And I actually found him through Griselda.
I was just getting ready to say, you know who I've been rocking with,
bro. Them man, they, good lord,
it's Conway,
bro.
Conway has been going crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of what I've been listening to lately has just been really anything Alchemist. To me,
shout out to Alchemist, man.
As far as the type of style that I do right now, like I think he is like the pinnacle of the type of style that I've just been working on for all of these years. So it's like him, Ninth Wonder, Madlib,
man, Otis.
Yeah, you know, but I've been listening to like anything Alchemist. So I like Alchemist and what Alchemist and Mobb Deep did. So I've been on a lot of that. I like what him and Larry June are doing.
Yeah, that new album, Life is Beautiful, that's top tier, bro.
I've been on Conway real tough.
Yeah. So, which I didn't know, all three of them are related, bro. They're like, I think, cousins or.
Who? All of Griselda?
Well, the main three, Benny, Westside, and
yeah, I didn't know that.
Conway, yeah. So Westside, he comes out here a lot. He's been out here since I've known about him at least like 3 times, bro.
Yeah, I think I saw on Instagram.
He comes out here quite a bit. And back to the Alchemist thing, man. So he was here last year, and I think I had mentioned it to you. He, you know, I was linking it with him and Freddie Gibbs, and he called me up. Was like, "Hey, bro, can you come chop me up?" And you know, I'm cutting this dude's hair, right? And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about music, man, because I'm sure, you know, they're always in that. He just came from a Manhattan Records, you know, signing records, talking to everybody about music, probably.
It's one of my favorite record stores, by the way.
So, man, that's just nice, right? Yeah. And we just sat there and talked about Japan, bro, and just about how customs here and whatnot. But like, super cool dude. Like I said, shout out Alchemist, man. If you ever see this shit, bro, you know. But I'm sure he'll come back, you know, this year or whenever. But yeah, man, those guys are like top tier. I did bring up to him about, what is that one song, Hold You Down? Golly, bro. I said, man, you broke my computer. Download that shit from LimeWire, bro.
I was listening to that yesterday.
Bro, that shit is a
watching
classic.
the video with, because I was like, dang, I forgot this guy was on that song.
Yep.
Because that was one of the instrumentals we had back in the day trying to rap off of.
Yep. Man.
But I mean, yeah, he had classics. He did Checkmate.
Yep.
with Jadakiss, the 50 Cent disc.
Mm-hmm.
He did man, he did Wet Wipes, the Dipset.
Damn. He did. Man, he got his hand in all the pots, bro. He got his hand in all the pots.
You know who else is a highly unsung producer
Who that?
who just gets slept on a lot is Ill Mind.
Ill Mind.
Ill Mind. And I met him in Brooklyn in like I want to say it was like 2016. I was with my homeboy Charlie Smarts from Cooley High, and he invited me to the studio. But Ill Mind, I caught wind of Ill Mind through a group called Little Brother, who Knife Wonder used to be a part of. And but yeah, Ill Mind did stuff for like 50 Cent. He's the one that did he did Love Yours for J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
He did You and the Six for Drake. But yeah, I walked in the studio and he had this vision board up, and on the vision board he had Cole, he was working on a project with Ryan Leslie, like all of these people, and I'm like, dang. Yeah, he did a couple tracks on Curtis for 50 Cent. Yeah, Ill Mind is tough too.
Damn, I'm gonna have to check out some more of his stuff, man. That's amazing, bro. So by you being here in Japan, and you've been here in the past, this is what, time number 2 or 3?
Three. Third time.
Golly.
Can't stay away. They say if you don't climb Mount Fuji,
you come back. Yeah.
Do I look like the type of person that you're gonna find? Aside from, I still got to catch up with you with the snowboarding.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm not climbing. I'm doing a ski lift, right? But do I look like the mountain climbing type of person?
Yeah, bro. It's not for the weak-hearted. I promise you that, bro.
Do I give off mountain climbing aura? It's not something I'm interested in doing. So I guess I'll just keep coming back.
Yeah. Hey, it's all good, man. I'll be here for sure. But I think that being here in Japan, and we all know is, it's so different from being in America, how things roll. But I think that being here a very long time, man, it starts to take a toll on you. And I've been seeing that, you know what I mean?
And like in what regard?
As far as, I wouldn't say not keeping my head on a swivel, but things that, oh man, it's how can I put it? Living in an economy here, man, it's
safe.
It's safe, but also, man, you gotta. It's this one thing that Japanese people are very like homogenous, man. Like everything has to be like this way, or it's no way at all, and it's very. How can I put it, man? It's very analog here, And being in America, it's kind of free. I ain't gonna say kinda. It pretty much is. Versus things that you can do here. So lately I've been thinking like, man, should I cross that bridge to go back? I don't know, but I mean, we'll see in time.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I would always say, go back home, to center yourself, to see where you came from. I'm gonna tell you, like this is one of those places where everybody's trying to get to.
Yeah, it is.
I was just talking to one of my DJ homies a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, "Hey, I grew up in Tokyo. Tokyo's whack. I'm about to go somewhere else." And I'm like, I'm not trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like I got over here, I came back, and I was like, "Dang, like this is what I've been missing."
Right.
Like all of the inspiration just started coming back, and I'm just like, there's never just not anything to do. So I can understand how, like after the honeymoon phase wears off, it could get humdrum, and I saw an Instagram reel the other day that was talking about Japan. I don't know if you were the one that posted it or somebody posted it. Where it was talking about like don't come to Japan to solve all your problems.
Right. Yeah. Do not, man.
So like I mean like real life still happens.
You have to, because if you bring those, like Buddy said, if you bring those feelings here, and once that honeymoon phase wears off, those feelings gonna come back.
For sure, right?
And if you don't, and I tell people, man, all the time, man, if you come to Japan, you better try your hardest to make dollars, man.
Got to.
Because if you're working in the Japanese workforce, they will run you into the ground, bro. And I've seen people. I mean, they was forced. They had to leave. They had to go back. You know what I mean? Because they work in these what they call them black companies, and they don't give a fuck about labor laws. You gonna work.
And
when
this
they say
this the thing too, man. Trying to mince my words here. When you look like us, our culture is one of the biggest exports, right? So I always tell people, as long as we come over here and like, especially if you're involved in the arts or you have a trade like yourself, right?
I tell people, yeah.
And as long as you do it and you're authentic, nobody can copy that.
Nope.
What's that smack slogan? You can't copy respect.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like, I mean, we come from the culture, right? And then when we come over here, it's just natural to us. And a lot of stuff is kind of like redone. And then to your point earlier, some of the stuff we kind of just get shut out of. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want to get too deep into that rabbit hole because I don't want to get myself in trouble for speaking out of turn. But no, Japan is dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say it's so many wide open lanes, right?
It's easy to find a niche here, man. If you got something, like I said,
right? Just, I mean, even think about this, right? So soul food, that's something that we just do.
Right.
We grew up on soul food. We eat food, right? And one of my homeboys this is like back in 2007, him and his wife were talking about it, and then they opened up a soul food kitchen.
David and Latoya.
Dave, yeah.
I was just on the,
I met him through music. I met him through music because he was making beats and rapping at the time, and I met him through one of my homeboys, CJ, and they were talking about that soul food kitchen for the longest time.
Right.
And then they did it.
Dude, I just got off the phone with her, man. So she invited me to help with, they're gonna do a Juneteenth gala at the Nusano coming up soon. And I was like, yeah, I'm 100% down. I'll come up there, just don't get me up there speaking, man. I'm bad at speaking in front of a crowd, man. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty dope, man. And she was like, yeah, it was, it's just come in and take care of people's hair. It's gonna be, man, she had everything laid out. So yeah, they're super good people, really good people. I gotta get up there and get some of that food, man. It's been a while since I've been up there, so I'll go see them. Yeah. But man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, and like I said, I appreciate you for coming by, bro.
For sure. Before we get out of here, I got one thing I want to do.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, go ahead. Oh man, what's that? Thank you, brother. What is this?
All right, so I didn't want to come up here empty-handed, so I only have a very limited amount of those.
Okay.
So that's my latest beat tape. It's called Clouds 2. And I'm working on Clouds 3, but I did a very limited run of vinyls.
Okay.
So that's a 7-inch vinyl.
Nice, bro. This is nice. You know what that reminds me of? You gave me a cassette tape.
Yep, the last time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I still have it. I had it, dude. So I had a 1979 Cutlass, man. It's gone. I sold it now. But when I bought it, it had a cassette in there. And when you gave me that, I had the tape before I bought the car. And I was like, wait a minute, I got a cassette tape somewhere in this house. And I found it, I put it there and I played it, bro. I was like, yo, this is super dope. I still got it at the crib, man. So I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
This is, man, you always showing love, bro. Since I've known you, bro, you've always showed love. So definitely, man, I got a record player over there, so I'm gonna throw it on there for sure, man. But man. Like I said, before you go, shout out anything you want to shout out, your handle or anybody you want to.
Never really been one for shout outs because I always forget people and they get mad.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for forgetting people in shout outs. So let me just, first off, let me just say shout out to everybody who I'm in networking with, like all my people from North Carolina. What's up? Love y'all. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or what it's called X now, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music. Very simple. It's one word, all one word. Please do not put the space in there. STREETIEBABY. Streety Baby, all one word. You can find me on all of those platforms. And I'm gonna have some new stuff coming out soon. Yeah.
For sure. Y'all go check them out, man. So that's been another episode of Chopping It Up Raw. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Check out my Instagram, and y'all already know it is For One Cuss Forever.